Welcome back, fellow jazz bums. We have some exciting news here. There has been an announcement for 2 new Tone Poet releases plus a new live release by Elvin Jones. So we're going to get into it, take a look at those records. Before we do, remember to like and subscribe, add some comments, let us know what you think about these releases. And with that, I'm going to kick it over to Chris to take us through our first record.
Awesome. So the first Tone Poet is by Harold Vick. He's a tenor saxophonist, and it's called Steppin' Out. So there's a little bit of information here on their website about him. I'm not super familiar with Harold Vick, but it looks like he had been a sideman with Jack McDuff and Big John Patton, and then this record has John Patton on it as well, along with Blue Mitchell on trumpet, Greg Green on guitar, and then Ben Dixon on bass.
Yes.
No, he's probably the drummer, right?
Yeah.
He's probably doing the bass stuff. So yeah. It's pretty exciting looking record. What do you guys think?
Yeah. So the lineup is the same as Along Came Patton with the addition of a Blue Mitchell. It's pretty much the same record. Yeah.
Awesome.
This is only session for Blue Notes. Harold Vick was a big time sideman from what I read about him, from what I was checking his discography. I think he has like 10 or 12 records. He till like the 80s, 70s.
Mm-hmm.
But he was a big time sideman, and with the John Patton records, they are really good. I like them. Just as an example, he's another sideman here on this great Atlantic release, Doug Pearson, Prairie Dog.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that's the moment.
So this is his first record as a leader.
Yeah, for Blue Note,
right?
Yeah. And Blue Note, yes.
And wow, it's got 4.5 stars from Scott. That's pretty cool. Says there are no real surprises, but no disappointments, either on what would be Harold Vick's only chance to lead a Blue Note date. At 27, he was already a fine player, so this is his only record on Blue Note as a leader.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, I'm definitely here for this one. Blue Mitchell, Grant Green, John Patton. I'm like sold. What do y'all think?
Yeah, I think Harold Vick and Blue Mitchell, that seems like a killer combo right there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not into, I don't want to keep repeating myself, but bluesy jazz isn't my wheelhouse. So Grant Green and John Patton, don't get me too excited when I see it. So I'll have to sample it. I'll check it out. I mean, it's going to get the Tone Poet treatment, so it's going to sound fantastic. And it might be one that is the exception to the rule. So I'll have to listen to it and make a decision on this one. But I do feel like Harold Vick and Blue Mitchell, that's a pretty cool combination there.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah, no, I'm definitely getting it, guys. I try to get all the Tone Poets. I think they look nice, all those white spines. But besides the point, they don't come very often. I mean, every month and a half. And I think Blue Train was like a big interruption on the chain. And I think those 2 records that we're going to talk about today, they just go along with the proposal of Tone Poet is showing stuff that is really, really desirable, that is super hard to find, and they're going to come in pristine editions, with those jackets, like Music Matter style, and top notch, creme de la creme. I mean, please, no more moaning. Let's keep going, digging deep in the catalog.
Yeah, absolutely agree. So the second one is called Stick Up by Bobby Hutcherson. Let's pull this up here and take a look at it. I love the cover on this one.
Yeah.
Like, that's just awesome. Him with his mallets there. And then, so this one's got Bobby Hutcherson, obviously, Joe Henderson, hello, McCoy Tyner, Herbie Lewis, and Billy Higgins. This lineup sounds nuts. I cannot wait to hear this one. I'm way more excited about this one than the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. So it's 1966.
It was actually released in 68. It was recorded in 66, from what I read.
Okay, yeah. That's awesome. And they cover an Ornette Coleman tune. That sounds cool.
Yeah.
And then 5 Hutcherson tunes. So this one, I think, must be really rare because there's hardly any information here at all, right?
No, I have all Hutcherson Blue Notes, but this one.
Really?
It is, yes. And I think from what I read, it's his first. Yeah, it says there on the screen. It's the first time he played with along with McCoy Tyner.
Man,
yeah, this looks awesome.
Yeah, I'm down for this 100%.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
really,
and tone poet. Come on.
Yeah. I mean, I'll give it a stream, but I'm like 99% sure I'm picking this one up.
Yeah, it looks like this guy's like Tina Brooks and Bobby Hutcherson. I think all their records are going to be eventually tone poets because they're just so highly sought after, and it's so hard to find in good condition, good price. I think that's the third Bobby Hutcherson tone poet.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. There's Oblique. There's Oblique, and I forgot the second one.
Yeah.
The Kicker.
Yeah.
And this is the third. And I mean, everybody wants happenings, components, dialogue, all those. And except for happenings was Music Matter, so forget about it. It's going to be classic series.
Yeah.
Chris, you still have that Harold Vick record up, the Wikipedia page. So this was his first lead record, and it was on Blue Note. What was the set? Where did he go after Blue Note?
Let's see.
So
it looks like RCA Victor.
Okay.
And he had a Muse record. That's kind of cool. 1974. That was when it was released.
Strata East.
Yeah, Strata East. That's cool.
Yeah.
And then he did quite a few different people for Sam Jones.
Oh, he played with Jack McDuff a lot.
A lot, yeah. There's another record called Stepping Out with McDuff, which is a different one.
Yeah. This is cool. Yeah. He played with him on everything.
The Silver. Yeah.
Very cool.
This or Silver Total Response is the one that I burned. It's not a good one. Don't get everything.
Oh, that's the one you've earned from 1971.
That's one with voices.
Yeah.
No.
Yikes!
I think I saw them in the shop the other day.
So yeah, that's exciting. Two new tone poets coming out in November. Obviously, next week we've got Blue Train. We'll have some reaction videos for that, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Felipe, are you going to do a comparison video for us for Blue Train?
Yeah, let's do it. Absolutely. I have a second press. I have the SRX, and for effective comparison, I was about to get only the stereo, but I'm getting both just because it's fair game to compare the mono with the monos.
Yeah.
And check out the extras and the stereo and how it differs from a mono. I'm super curious about it. I don't have the analog production stereo or any other Japanese or whatever.
Right.
Cool.
I'm craving for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool. So the last record we're going to look at, Zev talked about this on Facebook today. Let me see here. So this one is Elvin Jones live record. Elvin Jones Revival live at Pookie's Pub. That sounds like a fun place. $54, but it's a 3 LP set here.
With a book.
With a book, with a big book. It's like 50 pages or something, I believe I saw.
Yeah.
So thrilling, previously unissued live recording of Elvin Jones' quartet captures the legendary drummer's emergence as a band leader at a little known club. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I sampled they released like one of the tracks on YouTube, so I was listening to it. It sounded really nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
good. Yeah. I think except for the first track, I mean, with his composition, most is standards, right? Yeah.
Is Gingerbread Boy a standard? I know there's a really great version of that on Dexter Gordon's Homecoming record, so maybe it is. It's a great.
Oh, right. Maybe it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was a pretty cool package. I mean, you got the Art Blakey one, right? Last year.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think this
cares about that. Yuck.
And I think it's a perfect combination. I don't know if you guys read the full release, Zev, and even Zev's post today, like how he found this session and said he has to be released through Blue Note. He has to be with them, with Joe and Kevin, and doing this amazing job. I'm so looking forward. And they're calling this record a missing link, right?
Oh wow!
The whole transition between the end of Coltrane and the start of his solo career as the Elvin Jones trio with Joe Farrell and Jimmy Garrison.
Now I want to know more about Pookie's Pub.
Pookie's Pub sounds awesome, man.
Right? I think Zev also says it's a great club, has great atmosphere. The recording captures really well.
Yeah, like if it's a small club, what the atmosphere is like, that can definitely add to it.
Oh yeah.
So who are the sidemen? We have Joe Farrell, Billy Green,
Jim
great
Harrison.
Larry Young on piano, but I guess just on Gingerbread Boy.
Yeah, some tracks. Yeah,
Oh,
I
okay.
don't know. And
Yeah.
Jimmy Garrison for sure.
Now, I don't think it mentions anything about the source material, so I'm assuming it's not a AAA record. Usually they'll
Yeah,
disclose that if that's the case.
Yeah.
sure we'll find out. They're usually pretty transparent with that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I think eventually we're gonna see Zev telling about the story of how they recover it.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Maybe we could see Zev here telling us the story about how
That'd be
it
cool.
that'd be great.
Well,
Zev,
a lot of Zev's work, I mean, it is like archival, so
Yeah.
I think fidelity isn't always the driving force behind it. Where
Right.
like the Art Blakey Tokyo or Bill Evans live at Ronnie Scott's, like these are historical documents that are important to have out there. So if it's not AAA, I think there's still the the spirit of it, and I think the purpose of getting this out there, I think, is still
Mhm.
important and valid. So
Yeah.
we'll see. And honestly, the sample that they have on YouTube really does sound very good. I mean, it's
Does.
on YouTube, but it sounds like it has potential for sure.
Hmm.
awesome.
Yeah, and I think let's face it, like it or not, the whole digital ordeal, we have to find a perfect digital means for archiving that stuff. Tapes are physical. We have to find a way to do that.
Well, and I've heard Zev say this before, and I kind of agree with him. Digital is a really good use case for a lot of these tapes because they're in bad shape. These aren't like master tapes that were stored at Blue Note's archive. They were sitting in underneath somebody's bed or in a closet for years, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So they can actually really clean up the source, using digital processing or whatever.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, imagine like how was the soundboard if there was a soundboard in a small club in the 60s,
Mhm.
right? Or just hook up the mics and recording. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's it is a fairly pricey release. Chris, you mentioned it's a 3 LP.
Yep.
So I mean, you're going to pay for 3 LPs, so it's going to be a little pricier for sure.
Mhm.
But yeah,
I mean, it seems like a good comparison to this one would be like some of the Renaissance stuff he's done, right? Like or Resonance, not Renaissance, Resonance. Like the Mingus record that just came out at Record Store Day. That was 3 LP.
Yeah. What was the price on that?
Fantastic. I don't know.
I know that sold out pretty quickly. I missed that one.
It was like $70.
Yeah. I
mean, that was pretty pricey.
Yeah. Those Bill Evans, the Sonny Rollins. But there's such a big work that he does on research, writing those books, putting together pictures. It's just amazing.
No, I think it's a blessing that we get to have these things. I love them. I mean, I buy almost every single one of them that come out on Record Store Day just because, it's like we were talking about that Peggy Lee in a video that will be coming out this weekend. Mike was talking about a Peggy Lee record and how he could just feel the club, right? And they just like you're there. And I think live jazz records are underrated because of that, because people think they need to be recorded at Rudy's studio or whatever. But
yeah.
And some of them are so amazing when you just get to hear the crowd a little bit and you kind of the banter back and forth and all that sort of stuff, which is great.
I totally get that people want like the studio quality, but I don't know. There's something about a live set that I like. I think it's cool to hear like the audience and to have that atmosphere. I know I've heard people say that Sunday at the Village Vanguard, there's like points where you can hear the audience, and that's annoying. And I mean, that's a valid opinion, but I just feel like I think that adds to it. I've always felt like that. When I got into record collecting, the first record that really kind of turned me on to record collecting was Frank Sinatra Live at the Sands. I mean, that is like being at the Sands Hotel with Frank and Count Basie. Yeah. And I thought that was amazing, and that started me on my journey really. So I've always had an affinity towards live records, and I get that it's not going to, like you said, Chris, have the fidelity of Van Gelder's studio, but it's going to have something else. And I think people should definitely be open to that because, I mean, a lot of times, like we were watching the Joe Harley interview. I think he was being interviewed by, it was Michael 45. I can't remember which one it was, but he was saying that when he moved to New York City, he was in the clubs every single night. That's like how he was experiencing jazz a lot of the time. So I think that live experience where they're kind of working out material, getting tight as a group, then getting in the studio. I think, to experience them doing that is part of it. And, obviously, we can't all have that experience. So this is a vehicle for us to be able to have it. So I think it's a cool thing. Long-winded way of saying.
Absolutely.
I like live records.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's it. So those are the 3 records. Guys, help me out. It was the Harold Vick, it was the Bobby Hutcherson, and the Elvin Jones.
Yes, sir.
So let us know if you guys are going to pick these up, what you think about this news, and remember to like and subscribe. And thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.